Hello all, welcome to my channel. Today I'm working on a project layout. I'm going to do a double page spread. So I've got my photos. You saw there that I had some stuff already sorted out. So I've chosen some cards and some embellishments that may go with them. So I'll lay the cards out in an order that I think they'll go, and you'll see that each time that I pack them up and relay them out, I change the order, so they'll end up in the page one way or another. Today's layout is a trip that we took to our local zoo that we have here. So it's only a small zoo, certainly nothing huge, a lot of smaller animals. But I don't really have any particularly themed cards. I'm not a big themed scrapper, so I've just pulled out these Project Life cards, which sort of have earthy tones, yellows and browns and blues and greens, and I will run with those. So I printed out my photo. Now I'm just deciding where I want them to go. I don't know whether this bit of black space will come up on the final video. I've tried to cut it out if you do see it, but it doesn't seem to work, so you'll only get a couple of them through here and out the video. So I've pulled out some washi tape. I do have this zebra style washi tape, so I thought, well, if there's ever a spread that I need to use it on, this is it. And then I've just pulled out this orange and yellow washi tape, which has a leaf pattern on it really, which goes well with a couple of the cards and the colours in this section. So here's my embellishments. I've pulled out some that I thought might go. As you may be aware, I generally store my embellishments by colour. So I've just gone through the colours and pulled out orange, green, yellow, and some brown, I think it was. I think it was the main colours that I pulled out. Then some wood veneer that I think might go with it as well. So when it comes to actually taping down my pictures and my embellishments, I have cut that out because I do use double-sided tape on all the photos. So that's a bit boring and repetitive. So I put them in place where I think everything's going to go, and then when I flipped everything over to put the tape on, I've just trimmed that bit out. So that little collect something, memories not objects, or whatever that little card there says, is from the Project Life app. It's and I've just printed it out on my printer, and I've cut it out and put it there. I must get into a little bit more of that. I've lately been watching a lady on YouTube who prints all of her Project Lives out digitally and then just adds embellishments on top of it. So I thought, I must do that, because I do want to move away from the cornered cards more to a square type cards. But I very much am a person that needs to use up the product that I have in my stash. A couple more layouts here, so going through, pulling out. So I pulled out that little deer, and I do have a deer photo that I thought it would go perfect with, but just the photo and the card that I've put it on, it doesn't work. So I think I end up putting it on a card, but it comes off in the end. So what I do is I go through, as you saw, I lay out all my cards, then I add the photos to the card I think they'll go on, and then I go back and put on the main embellishments, and I go through and do all that with the cards, and then I go back once I have them all done and just add final touches, the smaller details. Initially used these cutouts as my title, and Zoodoo I've put because Zoodoo day or fun or something or other I put. But right at the last minute, you'll see when I get to the end, I pull this card apart and I come up with a different title. I just didn't like it in the end. It looks so nice here, but I think towards the end, when I lay all the cards out again, I feel like it's a little bit busy. And as you can see in that day, I had to use a pink, minor little thing, but it was just bugging me in there because it was the only pink that I had. And I had the perfect alphas to use, and I thought, yes, must use them. So I'll pull some different thickers out later. You can see I'm looking at it thinking, do I, don't I like it? So this is a cat. I don't have a cat, or we don't own cats. So when I saw this cat that came in a pack of ephemera, I thought, how am I ever going to use that cat? And then I had this photo of the lion. I thought, why not? A lion is a big cat, so down it goes. So I just use this washi, the two washes throughout, just to try to repeat that element. So I've now have the main details on, and I'm laying the cards out to see what I think. And I was just pointing that I've got bright pink there. That's the only spot. So I grabbed this little epoxy sticker and put it in that camera, and I think it says Sunday. Don't particularly know whether it was a Sunday that we went to the zoo, but would have either been a Saturday or a Sunday. But in the end, it does come off. It doesn't make it to the page. As I said, I laid them out, the spread out, and I found it was a little bit busy and there was no empty space. So I pull it off, and that card, the only thing that ends up on that card is that's the card I put the date on, and that's it. So that's one side done. I pull out the other ones and do the same process. Go through and add some ephemera. That's a beautiful little vellum doily. So I just cut out the little bit that's going to be hidden and keep that, and I'll use that on another card to repeat that element. Going through, seeing what else I can come up with. And I actually don't know whether I ended up gluing that little flower down or it's just tucked under there. I must check. I haven't quite put it into the page protectors yet, so hopefully I'll remember to have a look. This is a photo of my husband and I. So as a part of the zoo, you go around on a little open bus and they get these camels, and then they put feed in the middle of the bus and the camels shove their heads in to get to the bucket of food, and they deliberately, the park rangers deliberately make the camels come right in over top of you, and you've got to duck and bend out of the way, and they knock you on the head, and everyone's squealing and kids are jumping back in terror. But it was all very funny, very messy, very messy. Yes, yeah, I ended up with camel food in places I probably shouldn't have camel food, but laugh. So that's a little clear acetate piece there, and it said "Feeling the Love." And I thought, well, that's a photo of the three of us, I think, and why not? You feel the love when you look at your family, so I've just laid that over top of those two tags. This is actually a photo of me patting a kangaroo, a little wallaby, but there was a deer in the background, very annoyed that I wasn't giving it pats. It kept trying to get a pat, and every time I stopped patting it, its ears would go back and it would stand there saying, "My turn, my turn." I find this card quite busy. I put everything down on it, and I think I lay the spread out again, and I think, yes, it's all just that little bit too busy. So I pulled that card and the title card, which you see me working on here. And this is the alphas that I talk about. They're zebra thickers. And I thought, well, once again, is today's layout not the perfect day to use these? So I initially just used the day, but I'm not happy with either of these cards. So I changed both of them up in the end. So here I go through the two cards, seeing if I can come up with a plainer card. I'm thinking how I can do it. Maybe if I add this here, let's just add some more details because it's not quite busy enough and random enough as it is. I'll set that up there and I'll think about that. So this must be where I lay them out now. I'll try to go through and find a different card for that bottom card there. So in the end I find this card and I do a bit of cut and pasting, and there we are. I've just glued the plainer pattern. I still liked that colourful leaf, so I've just got a little bit on the end, and then I've just put "I love you," as you would, as it is a sheep going up to my boy. And I think I just wrote about how I think the sheep was more in love with the food that he had in his hand. Everywhere he went, the sheep would follow him. Laying the cards out, and I'm pretty sure this is where I decide it's just still a little bit too busy. After I realise I'm missing a card, what have I done with it? I'm sure I had it. So I pull out another card. Oh, yes, there it is there. So I switch out that middle card that has the quote box on, quotation, speech bubbles, that's the word I'm looking for. I try to find a card that I can switch that out with. Something a bit plainer. This is the last of the cards that I have. So I end up going with this special memories, and I use that card, and now I'm changing out the title card to a plainer colour card as well, a creamier colour card, and get rid of that title. Oh, and I found these tags that I won recently, and they're so beautiful. And I thought, yes, of course, must use one of those. It is white where the rest of the spread is cream based, but I make it work. Looks like we've come into an end, so I'm just going to go through and show you close-ups. At the end there are some detailed shots, so get on and have a look. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my process. Please come back and watch the next one. Thank you. Bye.